Dr. B. Krishnachandra Kirti, Assistant Professor of English, Dr. BRR Government College, Jedcherla. Today, let us learn some aspects about curriculum vitae. What is a curriculum vitae? Popularly known as CV. So, before considering the topic curriculum vitae, it is necessary to have an idea of what a resume and biodata are. These are precursory. That means before we take up a study of what a curriculum vitae is, it is advisable to know about biodata and resume. Biodata, short form of biographical data, is an old form for resume or curriculum vitae. The emphasis in a biodata or biographical data is on personal information such as date of birth, religion, nationality, residence, marital status, etc. Personal details. Such personal information is never included in a resume or CV, which contain mostly professional information. A resume or a CV give utmost importance or preference or priority to professional details, career-wise details. Educational qualifications and experience appear in a chronological order in a biodata. Chronological order means in an ascending order from the previous one to the latest or the recent one, most recent one. Specific skills which usually come first in a resume appear last in a biodata. So that is, though these three, resume, biodata, and CV, appear to be similar, there are differences in terms of form and structure. Biodata is often made in the format specified by the employer. So the format will be supplied earlier. Prefixed format will be there, supplied by the employer, and the prospective candidates have to fill in their details in the biodata form. It is mostly used in India for applying for government jobs. So biodata is mostly used in India for career prospects, for applying for government jobs, or even to some extent private jobs. The term biodata is familiar mostly in South Asian countries such as India, Pakistan, and Bangladesh. Now coming to resume. What is a resume? Resume is a French word. It is a summary of your qualifications, skills, and experience. It is a brief and concise statement which is no more than one or both sides of an A4 size sheet. So, a biodata in terms of in quantitative terms, a biodata is one side of an A4 page, A4 sheet, whereas a resume is limited to one side or both sides of an A4 size sheet. A resume generally uses bullets and avoids narrative. So, in a resume, the information is given in the form of points which are indicated by bullets, and it is a narrative form is avoided mostly. A resume is usually written for a particular job highlighting the skills that are required for it. Other skills are summarized. So, in a biodata, personal information, personal details are given important. Coming to a resume, here the skills that are required, the specific skills required for that particular job are highlighted, and other skills are given an overview, just summarized. A quick summary will be given. A resume is more suited for people with previous experience or to apply for jobs where skills rather than academic qualifications are important. So here a resume is not suitable for freshers, those who have completed their graduation or other studies recently. A resume is meant for people, is more suited or suitable for people with who are experienced, who have previous experience. And here in a resume, skills are important rather than the academic qualifications. Skills relevant, skills acquired which are relevant to that particular job are given important. They are highlighted. The word resume is used mostly in the USA and Canada. A biodata is used mostly in South Asian countries like India, Pakistan, and Bangladesh. And on contrary, resume is used mostly in the USA and Canada. Coming to curriculum vitae, a CV or curriculum vitae, it's a Latin word for course of life, is also a summary. A CV is also a document, a mirror, a reflection of what a person is. It holds a true mirror to the personality, to the skills, to the interests, to the expressions, etc. Hobbies, whatever it is. But is longer and detailed. So, how can we differentiate a biodata, resume, and curriculum vitae? In both in qualitative terms and quantitative terms, in form and structure, they are different. And coming in a graded manner or in terms of gradation, a resume is a longer document than a biodata, and a curriculum vitae is still further longer than a resume. And a detailed information is given in a CV. Besides academic qualifications and professional experience, a CV includes other information such as hobbies, awards, honors, membership of associations, etc. And it is at least 2 or 3 pages long. So we already discussed that a CV is a detailed document, a longer document. And besides academic qualifications and professional experience of the prospective candidate, a CV incorporates or includes extra information, other information such as hobbies, awards, honors, interests, membership of association, membership in different associations, professional associations or bodies, and even articles published in various journals, research activities, etc. And it is at least 2 to 3 pages long. A CV displays general talent rather than specific skills for a specific position. So here, coming to a CV, it displays an overview, overall information, general talent rather than specific skills for a specific position. In case of resume, we discussed that a resume gives importance to skills, specific skills for a particular position. Here, it's not a CV is not limited to specific skills for a specific position. It provides information about all the degrees, jobs, and professional skills that you have acquired. It accommodates all that a candidate has acquired, his degrees, jobs, and skills that he has acquired. A CV is therefore more suitable for fresh graduates and those applying to academic, scientific, and research positions. So, a CV is therefore more suitable for fresh graduates and those applying to academic positions in academic institutions, scientific cadres, and research positions. CV is more common in the UK, Europe, New Zealand, and many Commonwealth countries. In most of the countries, CV is mostly used. UK, United Kingdom, Europe, New Zealand, and many Commonwealth countries. CV is quite simply an advertisement of the candidate. A CV is an advertisement of the candidate. A CV is a document. It holds a mirror. It is a mirror which reflects his personality, an authentic document declared by the candidate, revealed by the candidate, self declaration. The primary purpose of a CV is to make the candidate appear attractive, interesting, and worth considering to the company. How should the CV be? So, what for is the CV? A CV is meant for, or the primary purpose of a curriculum vitae is to make the candidate appear attractive, interesting, and worth considering to the company. So, the employers should feel that the candidate, on seeing the CV, the candidate is worth considering. So, his candidature should appear to be attractive and interesting. After going through the CV, the prospective employer should be impressed and interested enough to call him or her for an interview. Unless and until the prospective employer is impressed by the CV of the candidate, he will not call him or her for an interview. So, in the CV, the candidate should project himself or herself in such a way that the employer is impressed and take interest to call him for an interview. A CV itself may not get the candidate a job, but an effective CV is the gateway and surest passport to a successful career. So, merely by looking at or going through the CV, no employer will ensure or offer a job to any candidate. But an effective CV, a presentable CV, is the gateway, it is the admit card, it is the surest passport to a successful career. It is the first step and the surest step to a successful career. A CV should demonstrate that the candidate has the required ability and attitude to perform the job applied for. And what else is the CV for? A CV is meant for demonstrating that the candidate has the required ability and attitude. Both are important. He has the capacity, he has the ability, strength to perform, to execute, to discharge the duties expected of him, and he has the right attitude to perform the responsibilities entrusted to him. A CV should demonstrate that the candidate has the required ability and attitude to perform the job applied for. A CV is to be submitted when there is a job notification, advertisement, or for an inquiry to know whether there are any jobs available. So, when should a CV be submitted? A CV should be submitted in response to a notification or an advertisement issued by a recruitment board or an organization. And in the second case, to inquire whether there are any jobs available. In such a situation also, a CV should be submitted and an inquiry can be made. How should a CV be prepared? What is the manner? What matters? Type the CV neatly, use a simple layout, and print on a good quality printer. So the very first thing is, in the good olden days, manuscripts are allowed. Of course, even nowadays, also some organizations may allow, but preferably a printed one is needed. Type the CV neatly, use a simple layout, don't go for ornamentation or decoration, and print on a good quality printer. Use bold or underline for headings, don't use both bold and underline. So don't get messy, don't make it messy, don't make your CV messy by using both options, making bold and underlining. Use either options, either one, this one or that one. Use bold or underline, not both. Leave standard margins for the document. Do not overcrowd the page with text. Don't crowd the page with text, with matter, running matter. Leave standard margins on all the sides, four sides, left, right, top, bottom. Spell check your document but do not use autocorrect blindly. Spell check your document, correct your document using a grammar one like Grammarly. Use bullets for subsections or lists, but do not use too many bullet styles. So present the text or a running matter in point wise. Use bullets for subheadings or lists, but do not use overcrowd the text with bullet points, bullet symbols. Do not use too many font types, sizes, and colors. So the text should invariably uh, prepared in a uniform font. There are certain standard requirements, size and color. Don't make it zigzag or messy. Your CV should look professional and not amateurish. So there should be certain dignity in form also. Do not just copy just standard CV samples. Don't copy any standard format. Your CV should be your own, personal, and a little bit different. Try to make it unique. Have your own style. Make it your own. Don't imitate anyone blindly or any format. Go through your CV again and again to revise to make it simpler, shorter, attractive, more readable, and understandable. So, go through your CV several times. Don't hesitate to go through it. There is nothing wrong in it. Revise it as many times as possible, or even get it revised by your friend or relative or an experienced person in your neighborhood. There is nothing wrong. Make it simpler, shorter, be brief, to the point, attractive, more readable. It should make the employer go through it, readable and understandable. Don't use any ambiguous terms, controversial terms. Use straightforward and formal language, active verbs, and as few qualifiers, adjectives, and adverbs as possible. Be simple and straightforward, to the point. Formal language, don't use informal language. Active verbs, not passive verbs. And limit yourself in terms of adjective use of adjectives and adverbs. Though all CVs present the same information basing on the styles of presenting the information, CVs can be categorized as chronological CV, functional CV, combination CV, CV with profile, targeted CV, mini CV, non traditional CV, etc. So, all CVs, all documents present the same information of the candidate, but there is a difference in form and structure as we discussed earlier. And basing on the styles of presentation, presenting the information, CVs can be divided or categorized into chronological CV, functional CV, combination CV, CV with profile, targeted CV, mini CV, non traditional CV, etc. Each of these CVs has its own use and purpose. They vary not only in terms of form and structure but also in terms of use and purpose. The candidate has to choose the type of CV that suits his or her purpose and the context of his or her application. Of the many types of the different forms of CVs, the candidate has to choose carefully the type of CV that suits his or her purpose, her need, and the context to which organization they are applying, and what is the context, background, social situation of his or her application. Of these different types of CVs, two types, the chronological CV and the functional CV, are important. These are the, though there are several types of CVs, two types of CVs are important. They are the chronological CV and the functional CV.